Our expected warm-up is delayed a few days. Let's talk about why. This video is proudly sponsored and powered by ZoneWatch. ZoneWatch features severe weather intelligence tools and a user-friendly dashboard to see weather alerts, AI-driven weather forecasts, next-rad radar, future model output, and so much more. See the link in the description or comments to download the ZoneWatch app for free. No account signup is required. And now on to our weather video. Hey everybody, Thursday, March 5th. It is just about 2:30 p.m. Wanted to go over a few things. First of all, I'm going to add a video once a week. I'm going to try to get it out Wednesday night or Thursday night as sort of a midweek forecast checkup, in addition to the weekly outlook that I try to get out on Mondays and the weekend outlook that I try to get out on Fridays. And again, this is all when there's really lower stakes weather conditions, just rain, temperatures, stuff like that. Obviously, higher stakes conditions, we will go into more of a daily article mode. But for the time being, I'm going to add this to the rotation as some additional content. So we're looking at current radar right now. We had some decent rain come through this morning, and we have some more to go. This is a very weak wave. There's a low right here. You can sort of make out the cold front attached to that, as well as the warm front running this way, and that's what's sort of coming through current radar. Let's look at the ZoneWatch future simulated radar, and I can just kind of step through this. We'll start with right now. So a lot of the rain that comes through the rest of today, this evening, is going to hit North Jersey, as you can see. With more rainfall, but eventually a linear segment's going to come through Central and South Jersey a little bit later overnight tonight. And then we get to this point here, which is 7 a.m. Friday morning, and you can clearly make out sort of a frontal boundary this way, and this is all cooler air that's brought in behind this weak wave to start Saturday. So let's work with that for a minute. If we go to general wind flow, now this is right now, and we know the rain's coming through now, so I'm not really concerned about overnight tonight. We covered that already, but let's go out to like noon Friday, just so we can see what's kind of going on. So here's our low. It's offshore. Here is our high down here around Bermuda. Very stationary high around Bermuda, but notice there's a high here that's bringing in air off the ocean, and that's really important to consider because the ocean's like 35, 36 degrees right now up and down the coast, so that's going to have a tremendous impact on our forecast. Let me go back to the radar view and just illustrate this a little bit. So we have our high here. It's stationary. It's driving warmer air up in this way. On Friday, we'll have our high here. Now, this high is moving from west to east like this. Okay, so it's going to be around here for Friday into Saturday. And this is the high that is driving in the air this way. And that sets up a frontal boundary here that's going to divide basically highs in the 40s on this side of it, highs in the 60s on this side of it. But for Friday, we're highs in the 40s, most of Jersey. Let's go back to this wind view. We'll zoom in a little bit. Let's get to Friday night. You can sort of really see the air coming down here and over, right? And that's what's going to set up our frontal boundary sort of like this. And then what's going to happen Saturday is that's going to advance back as a warm front. It'll get to there maybe Friday morning, maybe here Friday afternoon, maybe here Friday evening. It's going to just kind of keep advancing this way on Saturday. So that makes Saturday a very transitional type day where, southwest Jersey will see the warmer temperatures first on Saturday if it gets that far. But the rest of Jersey, you might be you might be in the 40s again, until that warm front gets to your level, and that might not be till closer to sunset. So what we have here is a 2-day sort of warm up delay, right? In as far as everything arriving on time, it was. The models had this warmth arriving starting like Thursday was the transitional day with solid warmth in place Friday. But now it's Saturday's the transitional day with the solid warm up coming Sunday. So we have a 48-hour delay because of that backdoor cold front created from that high pressure. Let's look at some other things here. Temperature. So this is the temperature off the NAM model for the short range here. The blue is basically 40s. Yellow is 60s. This is right now. No surprise. We're gloomy in the 40s today. We're gloomy Friday. Here's a look at Friday. You can clearly make out that frontal boundary here. Again, the high is right here, and it's pushing all the air in, setting up that thermal gradient boundary right here. And that's what's going to be advancing on Saturday. So go to Saturday 4 a.m. It's a little closer. Saturday 7 p.m. See, it's 10 p.m. by the time the temperature is even warm for Jersey on Saturday. So I don't think Saturday is going to be a mild day either. I think it's going to be more like Friday, cooler, cloudier, and that sort of thing. Now we get to Sunday, it's a different story. Sunday, it's much warmer. So let's hop over to the Euro for a longer range. Sunday, the Euro has temperatures possibly getting into the 70s, but at least 60s for most of the state. Now, we do have to talk about the coast here because the coast is next to a 36-degree ocean. The coast is not going to be as warm as areas inland. So, if you hit 65, 70 inland, it might only be 40s to 50 along the immediate coast. And that's just something that area deals with this time of year. So that's Sunday. And when we get into Monday, that's where the real warm stuff comes in. It's more of a 70 degrees statewide, again, except for the coast. Tuesday as well. Tuesday afternoon, that looks even warmer, possibly breaking 80 in South Jersey. And then this only goes out to 2 a.m. Wednesday, but Wednesday's another day. So Monday through Wednesday, you do have the warmest days of the week. I could see a lot of stomach bugs going around, calling out of work, golf courses not having tee times. That's the kind of weather we're dealing with Monday through Wednesday when it pushes into the 70s for most. But Friday, cool in the 40s probably. Saturday, you start in the 40s, maybe you work up to the 50s, near 60 by the end of the day. But then Sunday is more of a highs in the 60s type thing for the state, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 70s, right? After that, we have a cold front that comes through and sort of ends the early warm up because it is going to be one heck of a taste of spring through, let's call it Sunday through Wednesday. And we return back to reality, average highs, which are in the low 50s at this point. Now, March 16th through the 20th, it looks like we're going to see a trough move in, a colder trough. We're going to return back to below average, possibly 10 degrees below average. That's still not cold enough to support snow, at least not during the day. If there is going to be any other snow, our window is probably March 16th through the 20th, and it has to happen overnight. Daytime snow is not going to cut it if it's 38 to 42 degrees. But overnight, when it dips just below freezing, that would support snowfall. But again, very meh on it, honestly. It's not like we have a polar vortex disruption that's going to send in 20 degree below average temperatures, because then that would support snowfall during the day as well. No, this is maybe going to take us down 10 below average for a couple days, and then for the last third of March, we're probably going to warm back up to near average. So I just wanted to make a video like this, what to expect for the next week or two. I will have the weekend outlook posted tomorrow in article form as usual. Again, this video is in addition to the standard weekly content. So everybody have a great rest of your Thursday, and please be safe.